Today I've got serious things to talk over with you, as well as things that are a lot of fun. You are going to learn why Gordon has taken on the nickname here on board this cruise of 4-Second Gordon. Lots of updates to talk to you about today, so let's go ahead and get started. Hi there, this is Allison with Let's Go Travel Tips. Today is Wednesday. It is November 19th of 2025. We're still here on the beautiful Regal Princess. And if you haven't subscribed to our channel yet, will you please be sure to click on that subscribe button? And if you appreciate my videos, would you please be sure to give this video a thumbs up? Makes a huge difference to us and we really appreciate it. So thanks. Now I want to start at the very top talking about the headline that is truly dominating cruise news right now. I'm sure it's caught everyone's eye, but I want to talk about what I've been thinking about with it. The young lady, 18 years old, who was killed on a Carnival cruise ship. The ship immediately, once they discovered her body, went right back to Miami. And there has been an FBI investigation underway since that time. Took a while before they released a lot of the information about it. But at first, they didn't release that her body was found wrapped in a blanket, shoved under the bed. And today we hear the news that it was probably, they are suspecting her stepbrother of killing her. And so I'm not passing that judgment now, I'm telling you what the news is reporting. And to me, this is a truly heartbreaking situation. I'm sure it is to all of us. So pray for her family and for everyone involved there. I'm sure it's really hard. Now, what does this bring to my mind, in addition to that sadness that goes with that? You know, I think about this really often, especially when I cruise by myself, but I've been thinking a lot about cruise ship safety. And clearly that is not a situation associated with this young lady's death, but, you know, we all need to remember where we are on a ship and pay attention to what's going on around us. When I board a cruise ship, I get so excited. I'm there for vacation. I'm really excited for the places we're going. I get on the ship and I feel I'm happier, more relaxed when I get on board because I know I've made it. But I also you know, have the habit of thinking really well of everyone who's on the ship with me. And I think that that trust is usually not placed, you know, wrong. But we all have to remember that sometimes there are people on board that would mean harm. And so when you are on a cruise ship, there's a few things that I think you should do to pay attention to what's going on and try to minimize the risk of anyone hurting you. And that would include other passengers wanting to hurt someone, as well as crew members, because unfortunately, too often something happens. And I will say though that the situation with this young lady is way more rare than anything we usually see on a cruise ship. So if you haven't cruised yet, don't think that things like this happen all the time on cruise ships. The first thing that I think is really important is if you're cruising by yourself especially, or if you're just going off by yourself, you're cruising with other people, pay attention. I always pay attention, especially when I'm thinking that it's time to leave the location that I'm in, especially in the evening when the decks are not quite as crowded where the cabins are. And I pay attention to what's going on around me, making sure that no one would follow me. That applies to, I think that should apply to everyone. It's sometimes hard to pick out, but make sure that you don't constantly bump into the same person going down the hall unless they're people that are right there with a cabin by you. Pay attention to that. Another thing is put your valuables in the safe. That would be your passport, any jewelry, anything really of value. I always hide my laptop before we leave the room because the safe's not big enough to put it in. I don't always put it in the same place. So if someone comes in, at least it's not just sitting there, you know, on the bed or the desk, easily taken. So I think that taking good care of your valuables is really important. When you're worried about anything, if you think something is amiss, go talk to security. I know that sometimes people have told me that they've gone to talk to them and they're always taken seriously, but you know what, go talk to them. Make sure that they understand what your concerns are. And then finally, I love, you know, Gordon and I do groups, but when you have the chance to cruise with someone else, do that, because it gives you someone to go on excursions with, walk around a town. It also gives you the chance to have somebody to kind of keep track of each each other. I know that when we go have a group on board this week, we're paying attention to where people are. For example, this morning I wasn't able to go when we had our beach excursion. Wasn't feeling good at all down to the beach escape place here in Cozumel. But I reminded Gordon, and when he got home, he told me he kept track of everybody in our group that had gone, and especially the ladies who were sailing solo, because he wants to make sure everybody's okay, but really keep an eye on each other. And to me, that's the value of going together. If you don't have a group to go with, you don't have a friend or someone else to go with, absolutely still go, but be really, really careful. And I know a lot of this goes without saying, but I always think it's really good to remind each other of how important it is to be extra conscientious. So today we are in Cozumel. We had an overnight in Cozumel. You don't usually get an overnight in Cozumel. I'll talk to you about that in a minute. But while we are in port here, there are 5 ships here right where we are docked, and then a little bit further down there are 2 more. We are right next to the Carnival Dream, and so this morning some of our group members that were up in the buffet when this happened sent me photos. So apparently Carnival has released a statement saying that they were doing some unmanned testing with their lifeboats when one of them fell. Apparently one of the cables got hooked on something and it literally fell off the ship. And as you look at the photos that I sure appreciate David and Christy for sending to me, you can see that there on the ship, the part that where the lifeboat fell from, it is broken. It is really broken, and it floated out and was just drifting there for a while and waiting for to see if anybody was going to come, and finally they came and towed the lifeboat back over to the ship again. So just one of those things that can happen, but I thought you would like to know what's going on, and we were right here when it happened firsthand. Other Let's Go family members that were here in our group were walking by there. Mike and Nancy, thank you, sent me a picture as well. So thanks for sharing this with me. It's good they do testing, but sometimes things go wrong. So when they were on the beach break this morning, down the beach escape excursion, Gordon mentioned that it started at 9:30. So when they first arrived, it was not very crowded. But then as more ships got into port and more people came on that excursion, it got really quite crowded. The beach escape excursion that Princess does is down to the Islands resort. Really nice. He said that it was great. We read a lot of reviews about it, thought that's where they were going, and indeed they were going there. So if you are looking to do that beach escape excursion, it's also the inclusive beach escape excursion on Princess. They take you to a great place. There was plenty of space to sit. They had food that you could buy, or if you book the all-inclusive, the food and beverages are included. So just wanted to give you a heads up about that excursion. So here's the really fun part of today's video. I'm going to tell you how Gordon earned the nickname of 4-Second Gordon here on this cruise. We've had people all in fun come up and say, hey, 4-Second Gordon on this cruise. Like I said, all in fun. Nobody's being mean. So as you all know, hopefully, on Princess Cruises as well as some other cruise lines, they have the game, the yes no game show. And the whole idea is you go up front and they ask you a whole bunch of questions, and I'm going to be honest, some people they are easier on than other people, and the idea is as you reply to them, you are not supposed to say yes or no in any language. Okay, and so we had 3 people in our group do it 2 nights ago. So Gordon, my Gordon, as well as the other Gordon in our group, as well as Larry, all signed up to do it. And so you sign up to do it, and then they call you up in a random order. A lot of people signed up, and it was a lot of fun. The interesting thing is, first off, the other Gordon was called up, and he did great. He lasted 40 seconds up there, did a really, really good job. Next in our group, Larry was called up, and you know what? He won. He made it for the whole 3 minutes without replying to them with a yes or no, and he did a really good job. Some of his replies were funny, so everybody loved that and laughed, and he just did an outstanding job. So we have a winner in the Let's Go family. Then it was Gordon's turn. So he goes up, and while we were sitting there waiting for the show to start, I was trying to ask him questions, catch him off guard to not say yes or no, and he did a really good job. But of course you go up and you're nervous. So the guy who was asking the questions says, okay, Gordon, and he says, yes, Jeb. It's just manners kicking in.
Gordon. Yes, Jeb.
And because you always say yes or yes sir, yes ma'am, whatever, or yes their name. And so 4 seconds is how long Gordon lasted. They're going to do the game again on the next sea day, so that'll be the day after tomorrow in the evening. So he wants to try to redeem himself, so I will let you know how it goes. But if you want to do that, it is really, really fun. I don't know that I would sign up to do it because I'm not quite that brave, but it's just a lot of fun, and everybody just laughs with you. So just wanted to let you know that we have 4-second Gordon here.
We're going to jump straight into this one, all right?
Oh, you're not giving me any...
No, we're going for it. In 3, 2, 1. Gordon.
Yes, Jed.
Entertainment on Princess. This is huge. So if you have been on many Princess cruises, usually the latest that I have seen the party band play in the Piazza is 11 or 11:30. And then, everybody leaves to go somewhere else. They either leave to go if there is another music venue playing, if they want to hear that music, or they just take it as time to go to the casino or to go up to their cabin. But I want to tell you that last night, and I've been paying attention, this is not the only night on this cruise that it's happened, but I took video last night so that you could see at 10 to 12 when we left to go upstairs to our cabin, because today is an early morning. Well, not that early, but anyway, as we went up to our cabin, you know what? The party band was still playing and going strong. The Good Spirits bar there that they're renaming to Sips at Sea, like what's that? But anyway, that bar area, so many people were there. The bar was full. The International Cafe was hopping, a line of people. All of the seating area, lots of it around, was still full of people. We still had people dancing. And so I am really hoping that this is going to signal a kind of a new start, a new trend with Princess to do with their entertainment, because it shows that people want to be there later than 11 or 11:30. It's, you have all sorts of people on a cruise. You have some people that are morning people. You have people that like to be up late. You have people that are both, and they take a nap in the middle of the day so that they can do both. And so I am really hopeful that Princess will start running their entertainment there in the Piazza later. It is really fun to listen to music there. Like I said, you've got the International Cafe, you've got a bar, and it's just fantastic. And so I wanted to give you a glimpse of what it looked like last night here on the Regal Princess. So in the comments below, will you please let me know, would you like the entertainment to go later than 11 or 11:30 when the party bands usually quit playing in the Piazza? Tell me what your thoughts are. And I thought it would also be fun. Tell me where you enjoy the entertainment, like the music entertainment, the most on a cruise ship, would ya? There's different lounges, there's different bars that they play in, and as well as in the Piazza. So tell me where you enjoy being the most to listen to music. Thanks so much for joining me here today. I'll look forward to seeing you again tomorrow, and I'll be talking to you all again really soon. You all take really good care. God bless you. Love you. Bye-bye.